So, to give you a quick walk through Article 310, let's take a look at it. Take your code book and turn to page 151. And all of your ampacity conductors that have an insulation, the insulation specifications are found in this table. And you may find that you have some questions on the exam pertaining to these. And when you take a look at your table, it's very self-explanatory, but I'll go over it with you. Here are the columns of information. We'll start from the far right and we will go across. Outer coating, that is what we call a pulling jacket. That's that clear coating you see that gets kind of banged up when we pull it across corners or when we're pulling it into a box. Outer coating. Then we see the thickness of the insulation by the AWG or the conductor. So if they ask you the thickness of an insulation, we work in mils. Millimeters, we have not adopted the millimeter system. We use it a lot, but we've not adopted it. We still use the imperial. So the question on the exam will be, what is the thickness in mils? And then next we see the insulation. And this is the name of the insulation. So we'll just pick one you use very often, THHN. So we see flame retardant, heat resistant thermoplastic. That would be the answer, the type of insulation. And then this next column is probably the most common question on the exam, where you can use an insulation. So we see in the application provision for THHN that it is a dry and damp location only. It's not good for wet. So then we see our maximum operating temperature, 90°C or 194 degrees. Now remember, I've always said, if you've already come to my class or you are getting ready to come to my class, learn both. Make that association. We work in Fahrenheit, but we use Celsius, when we're at work as electricians. Get to know the comparison. 90°C, maximum operating temperature, is not quite 200 degrees, 194 degrees. And then what you call it, this is the type letter they call it by, THHN. And then finally, the trade name is a heat-resistant thermoplastic. So there's your table for your insulation specifications. So now as we move forward, the next table we find is we go over to 310.12. This is where we find our single family dwelling service and feeder table. So if you have a question pertaining to services from 100 to 400 and they are looking for that conductor for that rated service, you will find that in this table. Then we get over to our ambient temperature adjustment tables or correction tables. They're found on 159. They are tables 310.15 B1, which is the most common used for our trade, and 310.15 B2, which is for the higher ampacity tables. Now, to synchronize the tables very quickly, we have 5 ampacity tables that you will find: 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. What you find is table B1 applies directly to ampacity tables 16 and 17, because as we see, that table is based on 30°C. All of the information is based on 30°C. Then we see in table B2 that it is associated with temperatures rated 40°C. And the ampacity tables related to that are 18, 19, and 20. So make sure that you synchronize your tables. Just remember 30°C and 40°C. 30C are the ones we typically use from our up to 1000 volts. There you go. Then we turn over and we see 31015 C1. This is your adjustment factor for 3 or more conductors in conduit. So anytime you have 3 or more conductors in conduit, you need to take your duration, current carrying conductors. Now, then we begin our ampacity tables. 31016, 31017, 18, 19, and 20, table 21. But you will find out that once again, this table is based on specific use. All right, there's your overview for Article 310 and your ampacity tables. I will point out one very quickly. Let's go back to our table at 31016 and let's take a quick look at the ampacity table. So very quickly, we see copper on the left. We see aluminum or copper clad aluminum on the right. So the table's actually split. Then we see 3 columns of information, 60 degree, 75, and 90. So 60, 75, and 90. Now this is twofold. Number one, it is the temperature in Celsius for operating temperatures of installations, but it is also the temperature of your equipment terminations. And what we find out is you have things like overcurrent devices that have 60C terminals, or even like controls. Then we find out that in service equipment, most service equipment across the board is 75C terminals. Then we find out that special order equipment for MDPs and things like that, specific duty, will get a 90C termination. Then under each of those columns, we find our installations according to how they're rated. So when you look at the 60C column, you see that TW and UF are a 60C installation. Then we go to the 75C, and again, they have listed all of the installations that are rated 75C, such as THHW and also THW. Now, one of the notables is we find out that based on whether it is dry or damp, that is why THHW is found in both the 75 and in the 90. In the 90C column, it is good for dry. In the 75, it's good for damp. So that's why it's dual rated. Then we go to the 90C column. In the 90C column, there is where you find your favorite installation you call on a lot, THHN, and all of the associated -2s, which means they are just a better synthetic, in the 90C column. So there are your 3 columns of termination or installation, and then below it are all of our allowable ampacities as well as our AWG or KC mil of the conductor we are looking for down the left column. So there's your quick guide to 31016 and what the information means on it.